This is Daniel Benoit, founder of the E.C.B.R.O. I wanted to share a couple little notes with you while I'm thinking, because what I want to share with you is a lot that's discussed on our open podcast shows, and there's a lot of topics that we discuss and we go over so often, and as much as we go over them, you figure someone will start thinking or maybe observing and using some of what we discuss perhaps in their studies. If you don't study, maybe you will start considering it with what you do observe through our videos, our research, or anyone else that's out there. Maybe anyone that's out there that does research will start considering a lot of what I share. This one of our recent topics, is the subject of Sasquatch mimicking, which, I'm going to tell you, mimicking is very possible. I believe mimicking does occur with a lot of species. But right now, let's focus on primates, all right? Primates mimic. Our known primates, monkeys, chimpanzees, this is a behavior that was studied and observed on a number of occasions. Okay? That's with our known primates. Alright? There's other issues. We've also discussed and talked about primates. Does Sasquatch bury their dead? There is a number of species that have been observed doing so. Our known primates do this. This is something that's observed with our known primates. They have emotion. Could that emotion be happy, angry, excited, aggression? These are all signs. These are all feelings, just like a human primate experiences. Now, let me correct you on that. I said human primates. Primates are are known primates, such as chimpanzees, gorillas, monkeys, non-human primates. Okay, they experience it. They express it. Everything that we feel, they feel. All right, but they express. A lot of it's with body gestures, movement. Very, and a lot of time it is vocal. A lot of vocals through screaming, hooting, chattering, grunting, snorting. These are all common sounds and behaviors that our known primates do. Also take note, these are all common reported audio sounds, experiences that we observe in the field. Same things. We're experiencing the same things in the field here. But where do all our known primates live? Where are they observed? Zoos, in the jungle, South America, Africa, down deep south in the Congo jungle, various areas in the rainforest. A lot of these various areas are studied in the field from our primatologists, and they do what they do to give us a better understanding about how we can relate. And also, I'm sharing this information so how we can relate what's among us with what is acknowledged with our known primates. I've said this over and over. People are just not getting it. There's a lot of people that will not observe or acknowledge that Sasquatch is a type of ape. There's many that are not buying it. Okay, they're not buying it. But over and over and over, numerous times, there's more evidence from observations. Okay, experiences. Everything points towards a primate. Okay, you're not understanding this because you're not studying or you're not acknowledging what our known primates do. You're not understanding what they say or how they react. You don't know their behaviors. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm always explaining and expressing and stressing on educating everyone on what our primates do. I study primates. That's another part of my wildlife research. I study primatology. I study their behaviors. Just like our wildlife, I study bears. I specifically study and pinpoint the topic of bears. We have to understand these animals. These animals are very crucial to the research and understanding of our research related to a cryptid such as Sasquatch, okay? I may not make no sense to you whatsoever, but one day it's going to click in your head. You're going to see the details. You're going to see the results. You're going to understand that what I'm saying will start making a lot of sense. You're going to understand, well, okay, he's teaching us about primates and their behaviors and what they do and how they act. You're going to understand why, if you haven't observed it for yourself, you're going to see a much bigger picture down the road that's going to say, wow, this guy was building up his research and sharing it with us to actually make a bigger point. And I'm working on. I made blunt claims in the past. I stopped that. So with my research, I've broken it down into explaining every little tiny minor little detail as far as explaining observations of behaviors, actions, findings. Everything I find relates and pinpoints and points. Let me just say it points towards a primate or an ape of some sort that's unclassified, unacknowledged, publicly displayed. In other words, kept in secret by higher officials. But the American people are not understanding. There's some people in denial. That's fine. But maybe one day you'll understand my words, my research, my study, why I'm always comparing, okay, and trying to show you the relation that's here, that's obvious. There's no denying it if you start listening to it. Me, you, were considered human primates. This guy right here, you're looking over my right shoulder, right above me, that's a non-human primate. Let it be known. And for the record, their DNA is so close to ours, but they're not human, nor are they a human hybrid. They're a non-human primate. We're human primates. He's an ape. I'm an ape. You're an ape. We're studying the research of scientific. If you want to go down the road of science, okay, I'll play along with the science field in this one. Well, there's some other details I want to get into. I know I'm rambling with my words, but there's a lot of other topics I might share for other one-on-one sessions later on. That's fine. But try to understand when you hear me on the podcast, when I try to explain. That's why I welcome questions. I really do. I welcome questions from all of you. And I want to explain. I want serious questions. And when questions do get presented on the live chat, I try to be the first to explain, or I'll let somebody else have the chance of explaining something. Then I want to explain my point of view based off of my research and studies. All right. No, I'm not the expert. I'm never going to be an expert. But what I share is based off of research and studies. I've been recently getting back more into retouching on a lot that I've observed and read and studied in the past. Now I'm starting to touch back up on that and try to go a little deeper into research a few other things that with a lot of topics that are recently brought up and they're widely spread, all over the place, and they're widely discussed. So I'm starting to look more into a lot of different topics, and we're going to open up a new chapter here, and I want you to ask your questions. We need to stay on more on topic, and I agree. We get off topic on the live podcast all the time. That's going to come to an end. We're gonna get a little bit more serious, and we're gonna get back, being a research podcast show is what we are. We like to have entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that, but we got to stay on topic. Meanwhile, I want to thank you all for tuning in and subscribe to this channel, and you will start seeing more serious discussions. But we need your help. We need you to ask the questions so we can present and throw things out there. You're going to hear different point of views. You're going to hear different ones. But it's up to you to draw your own conclusion. Don't get interrupted. When you hear all of us share our opinions, do not take one man's word for it. Draw your own conclusions. But listen carefully to what is presented to you. Listen. Does it make sense to you? If not, ask further questions. That's how we learn. You need to question everything. Even questioning the logic ones. The ones who speak for, with a little bit more logic, still, you need to question them. Because, with a lot of things that are discussed and shared are not understood, people don't understand it, it don't make sense to them. It's like some people have no clue. You need to start questioning everything. Meanwhile, I'm going to be waiting for your questions. You leave a comment under here after this video is uploaded. Ask your questions. You got questions? Email me. I'm going to invite you to email me your questions so I can bring them up on our next podcast show. All right? Our next podcast show might be the next day from here. Might be the next day. I post random podcasts lately based off of topics that are brought up to me and presented with me, questions, and so forth. That's what's going to continue our podcast shows, your questions. Your questions will bring the discussion to the live audience. So if you want to email me questions one-on-one, if you don't want your questions presented publicly, that's fine. Email me. Email me at E.C.B.R.O. 98@gmail.com and put Bigfoot question in the subject mark. And I'll be checking my emails. Again, E.C.B.R.O. 98@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is Daniel Benoit, founder of the E.C.B.R.O. God bless. And I hope to see you on the live chat. Viewers, subscribe, share the channel. Tell your friends about us. Come learn something.